Hello there, Sir from 17 once again. This is my NieR Automata hard difficulty video walkthrough. This is chapter 4, it's called the Mad Songstress. We're going to be moving from the central area of the city towards the amusement area. Some of these videos are not going to line up perfectly between where I was in the previous one and where I am in the one after. That's not because I couldn't have done it through editing, that's definitely could have been done. It's just because there's a lot of backtracking here and a lot of movement around the map that I don't need to show you. You're going to learn it just by playing the game, and then later on you're going to have a fast travel and you'll never need to do it at all. So this is going to afford me the luxury now to talk about the loot and to talk about the drops and talk about the crafting. So the reason why I would recommend that you do more exploring on foot in the areas than I do, say, transporting around when you get access to that, is because, do you notice these little glowing areas that I'm picking up, these little drops that are populating the map? I don't know 100% how they work, but I've put a few hours into the game and this is my estimation of them at the moment. Every area has a preset amount of drops that can be in that zone, and each time you reload that area, they respawn, they repopulate. I believe it's via a loading screen. It has to be a loading screen or they don't. The drop itself can pick from a list or like a pool of items it can potentially be, ranging from the most common of the iron ore and stuff like that to the crystal, all the way down to the rarest ones, which are the top tier crafting components and the like. Oh, by the way, guys, the reason I did this is because my companion is still on aggressive and he will attack every one of those friendly robots, and I don't recommend that you fight the enemies in this area. There's no need to. You can do it if you want to get the levels and there's some fun battles waiting for you, but I always feel really guilty because I like these robots. They're fun. They're all having a good time. They're all just, you know, chilling out, firing balloons, and there's some great music happening. So I don't attack them. Why should I? You know, they're not attacking me. You can though, and it's all free experience. But just be warned, they will be to your level or above, and they will kill you. So don't fuck about. So the drops pick from those randomly specified amounts, I believe. So if you want to farm a resource, if you see that resource, you know you're in the area where it can be picked from. Then all you want to do is farm that area. For instance, the flooded area gets you the natural water, the pure water I think it's called, which you need to upgrade your pods. The weird thing about the pods is, I've been playing this game a lot and I still haven't upgraded one once. I've got like all the components except for one component, and then when I look on the internet where that component is, it says it's for doing the Red Belt Dojo with Mr. like Presco or whatever he's called, and I've done that and I don't have that item, so either I've messed up, either the game's like gone all crazy, or either the wiki's wrong, which could be true because let's face it, the wikis are always kind of rough at first. But like, upgrading something that's so key to the game, you would think it would be way more accessible, but I've done like 3 base playthroughs for those 3 endings and put about 70 hours into that file and still not upgraded it once. And I've not been ignorant of the game, guys. I've looked everywhere. I've farmed areas, I've looked for the chests, I've done all kinds of stuff. I've done as many quests as I can. Like, I've done about 60% of the side quests, not all of them yet, but I'm going to go back in and clean them up. And I still haven't done it, so it just goes to show how kind of counterintuitive it is upgrading those features. And I was hoping by this point, because I did get the game earlier, thanks to Wes, who I've I meant to say that in the first video and I completely forgot, so I'm going to try and say that from every video from here on out. There's so many things to talk about, that's the problem, I forget. But this project, this game, was gifted to me by Wesley, and he's the reason that this walkthrough exists. So before you go thanking me for helping you, you want to thank him for helping me. So that's absolutely awesome. Thank you for the support, brother. But I've played this game a lot, and I was hoping to know all the shit before it came out, and it comes out tomorrow. And I don't know all the shit at all because it's so vast. And I've really tried, guys. You know, I went from liking this game to hating this game to liking it again, then hating it again, then just being miserable, having stress headaches from grinding my teeth from hating it so much, and just feeling like it was completely miserable to play, to enjoying it again. And all that massive emotional roller coaster, get it? I still haven't figured everything out, I still haven't found all the weapons, I still haven't done a host of things. But this is the roller coaster fight, and it's kind of cool. So what I'm going to do is, I've set my buddy to aggressive again, and I'm going to try and shoot constantly and guide it with the right analog to make sure none of the bullets can hit me, and I'm going to watch whoever's attacking, dodge accordingly, and then combo them. I died on this part, because I jumped into a bullet at the very end of it. So do not get too overzealous with your movements here, because you can end up getting punished. There is a paradigm in action games that this game doesn't adhere to. You'll notice in Devil May Cry 3, you'll notice in Bayonetta, you'll even notice in something like Dark Souls. When a ranged enemy, who only can do ranged moves, or feasibly is ranged, when you get up to them, they will not do ranged attacks. There is a proximity where they will not do their ranged attack. They'll generally avoid you and try and do their ranged, or they'll pull out a melee option. That's kind of a standard, universal, ranged enemy preset. Not in this game. They will shoot you from point blank range. You won't even see the bullet they've just shot you with. Like, it's kind of bullshit, and I don't like it. So, remember how I said on the previous video that we've swapped to very hard on the Adam fight? Well, the rest of the guide now is going to be very hard. And you're not going to see a difference, guys. It would look the exact same as if I was on hard, but the difference would be instead of being able to take one hit rarely, I won't take any hits. So you're going to see from this point onwards, no damage on my player except for environmental damage and hacking damage. I will never get hit now for the rest of the game. And I know that sounds impressive, doesn't it? It's not. It just means when I died, I retried and I didn't get hit that time. If anybody does no damage videos of this game, it's going to be kind of hilarious, because if you're playing on very hard, you have to, by the very definition, no damage it. Like, the only thing I can think of is the hack stuff. And the hack stuff you do take damage from, so not taking damage in the hack stuff is a lot more impressive, just because the hacking stuff is kind of bullshit. Some of it's too fast, some of it's too spammy, and it's goofy. But this is a cool boss. I like this boss a lot, and that's my body. So let's get my body back, let's get my chips back, and let's continue. This boss is actually pretty good for two reasons. The first one is, it gives you enough time to pick up your body at the beginning so that you should never lose your chips. And there's a checkpoint. There's 2 checkpoints, guys. Checkpoint at the beginning of this fight, checkpoint in the middle of this fight. So can anybody give me a cohesive, intelligent answer why every boss shouldn't have that? If this boss does, where did that preset go? This is when the boss kind of gets a little bit annoying. So, because of course this game likes to twist the convention on how it plays, it takes this almost grim pleasure in taking control of the camera away from you and then putting it in an awkward perspective that can lead to some really cheap deaths. This bit is awkward because you just can't see. The worst part is when it gives you control back. What's going to happen, guys, and you need to be careful here, it's going to fill the room with bullets, it's going to give you control of the camera, and when you're turning the camera you can't see any of the bullets and you can't see yourself. So those bullets that are coming towards you will one hit kill you, and if you don't do the right thing, you're gonna die. And I died. See this? Look at this. Like, be careful. Getting control back there is so broken and stupid that it should have been redesigned. It should have either been a vignette or it should have instantly snapped behind your character. I really disagree with that design completely. And it's going to do it again. It's going to do it on this next sequence here, because this is where the checkpoint is coming up. It's going to show a cutscene after we get hacked. This is the hacking minigame. You generally want to break anything that's black, like the black squares and the black balls, or the grey ones. I'm not a racist guy, neither is the game, but you know, some dude's going to be like that. And that's the hacking minigame. The big difference between hard and very hard is on hard you get, I think, 4 hits and then you fail the minigame. On this you get 1. So that's way drastically different. But watch the camera. I don't control the camera at all in a moment. So you see how it's... Oh, see if you can see it start to pull away from me. So once I break all these, there's a second spawn, and watch the camera. So there's my body, because of course I fucking died. So now the camera is doing its own thing. It's gradually, slowly pulling away, and it's going to pull back to that bird's eye perspective. And it's going to, each of those little scarecrows is going to release a shockwave that is a hack. It doesn't do damage, but if you fail the hack, it will do damage. You can jump over it, or you can boost through it. It's entirely up to you. Dodge or jump, it's your prerogative. Then you want to run around the room using your map to shoot where their general direction is, kind of cover distance towards them, and then kill them individually. And then once you've killed them all, the boss is going to come back, and then it's going to be a combination of the enemies dropping in and shooting the hacking juice, and then the boss shooting lots of hacking juice. So one tip that will really help you during boss fights if you need that extra squeeze of damage to finish it quickly, there is an item that gives you extra damage for both 15 and 30 seconds from ranged and melee. Buy those items, they're incredibly cheap and they give you a really good boost. They're awesome. I cannot recommend them highly enough. But here is the final phase of the fight, so I'm going to swap back to the missiles, and then I'm going to dodge some of the bullets. You'll notice my team partner is on aggressive, so he's getting in there and attacking. I'm going to attack as best I can here, because I know she's going to start doing a certain move, and I want to try and get a stun. If you can stun this boss, and your chips are good enough at this point, you can kill it. But mine weren't good enough, so I'm going to have to do some fancy stuff of evading and getting out of there, which is kind of scary, but it's not too bad. So keep attacking, keep attacking, keep attacking. What will happen here usually is when you're too close to her, she'll do this weird lift up the skirt and attack you with this crazy tongue monster. And she usually does it to 9S because he's all up in her junk and she wants to get him away. I'm just going to try and dodge as best I can. I get hacked and then I fail my hack and I take damage. But this is good because you can see what it does. You see my life? That's not a lot of damage. That could have instantly killed me if they wanted to be dickheads, but they didn't. So you've got to give them credit where it's due. This is where the crazy thing starts coming out from under the skirt. So she's really a chick with a dick, which is the worst part. And now she starts doing the ground shockwave. So this is when you're hoping that 9S is going to be a super baller and do massive damage, but he's not going to. Every time she jumps, it's a hitbox. Every time she lands, it releases a shockwave. So you want to shoot her, you want to attack her in mid-air, but you want to just bear in mind that if you touch any of this, you're done. So keep on being intelligent, waiting for your opportunities, and trying not to get too frustrated by how little damage your gun does. This game is all about patience. If you have good patience, you will do really well with NieR Automata. But keep on shooting. Come on, 9S, do something. And she's getting kind of low now, so I'm really tempted to go in and finish her, but I'm probably going to play it safe, and she just died. The level up means she's dead. And there's your cutscene, and then that's the end of the video. So thank you for watching, guys, and you take care now.